Now it's time to face the music once more because the X Factor Live finals, they return this weekend.
Yes, and going head-to-head against Gary Boller's over 28s and Nicole's boys, Talisa's girls, will be Louis Walsh and the groups.
Welcome to Las Vegas!
Can't nobody do the
MK1 swag.
People always talk about
Love their confidence.
Yeah, but not overconfident.
No?
Your stare was holding ripped, jeans skin was showing. With a bit of work, Sharon, they could be fantastic.
me to where you are.
Just a delight, aren't they?
You're in my final three!
And here live with us in the studio this morning, we've got the grand old man, well, the grand man, I didn't mean old man, the grand man himself. Man, he turns back the years.
Ruth, how do you put up with him?
Louis, I apologise.
And we've got MK1, sorry, GMD3 and Union J. And do you know what the lovely thing is? When you're all famous, you're going to sit and say, we did an interview with Damon Holmes once and he needed picture cards to tell who we were. So when you're famous, look back on this very moment.
Well, congratulations, the first thing, for making it this far. Who can believe they're actually now going to be in the live finals?
Matt? No, it's crazy. We're really grateful for the opportunity, and it's just good to be here. Thank you very much, Louis.
So watching the show every year, being a fan of the show, and now we're actually performing on the show week in, week out. It's amazing for all of us.
Yeah. And you, Union J, were kind of brought in at the last minute for the judges' houses, weren't you?
It's been a massive sort of like roller coaster for us. Like, we auditioned as a three-piece, like JJ, Josh and myself.
And then I came in solo.
Yeah, we didn't make it through boot camp, like all of us, and George was a soloist, and then we went home to our normal jobs, and it was like gutting, wasn't it? And then
it's horrible.
We Louis came around the house and said, guys, we've had a problem with one of the group's visas. We really want to offer you a place at judges' houses. Plus, we're going to add George.
So how did you feel about adding George? Because you're quite old friends, aren't you? Been together for a little while. So what was that like, saying you're going to have a new member?
It's just sort of fitted in straight away. We met George at boot camp and bonded really, really strongly with George, and when we both came out of the competition, we stayed in contact. And I think we were sort of thinking about it anyway, to sort of think, should we join as a group? And it's just fitted straight away, and we absolutely love having him.
And what about you, George? So you were a soloist, and now you're in a boy band.
I mean, I came into X Factor kind of hoping to be put into like a group sort of scenario, because especially after my first audition, I felt like I needed something like around me, and that's what the boys did.
You know, Louis, what I think's amazing, all of these folk, if you told me they were all established acts and famous, I would believe you. And when I think of, you know, the likes of you and me from Ireland, at their age, we would be too humble to speak. We couldn't have that confidence or personality.
I'm glad they're confident, but they're not overconfident.
I was going to say, it's a fine line,
Tomorrow night, the pressure's going to be on. First live show.
Do you get nervous for the live shows?
Absolutely, Ruth. Totally.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Now tell me about MK1. And I'm noticing, guys, because I see GMD3 and MK1 and all that sort of thing, is it difficult to come up with names as such? Is it because everybody else has got them?
It is completely like our name just came from the studio keyboard that we use. It was just random. We didn't think about it. It was just something in the studio that we use, the keyboard, MK1.
MK1. Now you were, this is Sim and Charlie, but you were 3 when you auditioned with Will, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you had that awful moment where the judges said, you two are great, but you know, we'll take you, but without Will. How long did it take for you to make that decision to dump him?
Well,
we actually had the big discussion on stage. It was solved right there and then. I mean, Talisa did prompt us to go backstage and think about it, but, you know, like, we didn't need to take time to think about it. Will had already said, you know what, look, you do it, you go as far as you can, you put what you can into it, and I'll be here along the way.
And are you still friends?
Yeah, he's our best friend still.
He's coming tomorrow.
Oh, is it? You did ask for 33% of the profits when you're really famous, so you're going to stick to that deal?
Yeah, we're going to talk to him about that tomorrow.
OK. So let's come finally to GMD3, but maybe not GMD3 for much longer, because after Sharon Osbourne said you sounded like an infection.
A virus.
A virus.
Yeah.
You're now giving that name second thought. So.
Yeah, so, like, the last week we put it out to sort of, like, our fan base that we've got, and we sort of gave an X Factor email address for them to put all their suggestions forward. And, you know, we've been through loads, and, you know, there were some that we really liked, but there were some which were just complete jokes.
Well, don't make up your minds yet, because we've asked our viewers if they can come up with it. Is that all right? So let's go to Matt in the
Matt's been looking at all of that.
Let's see what they've come up with.
We've had some crackers, guys. OK, Kira Cookson says, another direction. Claire Monroe says, which direction? And this guy here has come up with a brilliant one. Simon Taylor, they should be called in no particular order, as they'll be through every week. Now, let me explain this. Now, can you imagine Dermot? Yeah, Dermot is reading out saying, OK, the act through to next week in no particular order, so you'll be through every week.
That's good.
Love it. I like that. Let's go with that.
Very good.
Are you happy? Do you want them to change their name, Louis?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we kind of like this name, District 3. Is that District 3 could be the new name.
Why District 3? Just like
because it's not registered.
It might be now. It could be by the time we come off air.
We're also from different parts of the country, like so Essex, Wales, and I'm from Lincolnshire way.
Yeah, so and like obviously because we all went to school together, and yeah, so it was like. It was really handy that we were brought together because, you know, people have said from the sort of music we do, you know, it's rare to find that sort of blend. And, yeah, I guess we were really lucky to sort of find each other.
And it seems very lucky to get the longest-serving judge on X Factor. What was it like with the mentor, Jamie?
He's been amazing. Like, he's in contact with us all the time, and we're, like, going to your dressing room and getting, like, good feedback. And yesterday we had the dress rehearsal. I think it was a big shell shock for all of us to get on the stage and be on X Factor stage, and we all came off a little bit deflated thinking, was it good enough? And then Louis came and gave us a pep talk and like fired us all up ready for Saturdays.
And just quickly, Louis, how excited are you to have the groups this year?
I'm really glad to have the groups. Absolutely. I didn't want the overs again, you know, because I've had them so many times. So Gary has them this year.
Okay.
Let's see how he does.
Well, look, guys, I hope it is the start or the continuation of a beautiful journey. Thank you all very much, Louis. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
You're my
Saturday.
favourite judge.
We'll be watching.